Switching antipsychotics is one of the most vulnerable times for a patient to relapse or suffer severe withdrawal. If you just arbitrarily stop one drug and start another, you are setting a patient up for failure and a guaranteed readmission. Stick around because we are breaking down the 3 evidence-based switching strategies and the hidden rebound traps you must avoid on the wards. Broadly, you have 3 methods to choose from. The absolute preferred standard for most cases is gradual cross-titration. This is where you simultaneously up-titrate the new drug while down-titrating the old one. It gives you the best balance of risks. Method 2 is overlapping and discontinuation. You specifically use this when switching to dopamine partial agonists like aripiprazole, brexpiprazole, or cariprazine. You fully stabilize the new drug dose before tapering the old one. This gives you the lowest relapse risk, but the highest risk for drug interactions. Method 3 is abrupt switching. Sudden stop and sudden start. You should only use this in an urgent medical crisis like neuroleptic malignant syndrome because it carries a massive risk of withdrawal, rebound symptoms, and rapid relapse. Always default to cross-titration unless an emergency forces your hand. Here is where clinicians get into trouble. The receptor profile of the drug you are stopping dictates the withdrawal syndrome. If you rapidly stop high M1 affinity drugs like clozapine or olanzapine, you will trigger a severe cholinergic rebound. The patient will present with flu-like symptoms, nausea, insomnia, and severe agitation. If you stop loose D2 binders like clozapine or quetiapine, you risk rebound psychosis or early onset extrapyramidal symptoms that hit way earlier than a true psychotic relapse. To manage these, you must use a slow crossover and treat symptomatically. If you are switching from a highly sedating agent to an activating one, watch out for rebound insomnia. Always dose the new medication in the morning and prescribe a short-term hypnotic like zolpidem or lorazepam if needed. Here is a massive clinical pearl for your board exams that is easily missed in practice. Beware of the fertility trap. If you switch a female patient from a prolactin-elevating drug that caused amenorrhea to a prolactin-sparing drug, normal ovulation will rapidly return. You must educate your patient and plan for contraception before making the switch to prevent an unwanted pregnancy. So why are we switching in the first place? In non-treatment resistant patients, you are usually trying to reduce metabolic side effects, targeting negative symptoms with drugs like lurasidone or cariprazine, or switching to long-acting injectables to secure long-term adherence. But if the patient is truly treatment resistant, meaning they have failed 2 adequate trials, your evidence-based gold standard is switching directly to clozapine. If clozapine is strictly contraindicated, your best backup options for modest symptomatic improvement are olanzapine or amisulpride. Finally, do not be afraid to use plasma level monitoring liberally during complex switches to rule out poor metabolizers or covert non-adherence. Drop a comment below and let me know which antipsychotic switch makes you the most nervous on the wards, and make sure to hit subscribe for more high-yield psychiatry guidelines.